What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Adam. It's hashtag rebound day number 25. And if you see me going like this all the time, it's because I got a little kid popping up to the window to spy on me while I sit here talking to you guys. And so I've already had to restart the video like 4 times because I lost my train of thought. But it's hashtag rebound day 25, and it's been 25 days since I started the process of putting a life back together. I don't know how many days I've been in Texas. It was more than 25, but the first 4 to 5 days of being here, all I did was sit on the couch and watch Star Wars shows and get all caught up in the Star Wars universe and everything that was going on there. And I haven't really had time. Well, I didn't have time to do anything else those days because that was just recharging my batteries. But ever since, for the last 25 days, I've been doing a lot. And so that's why I've reduced the frequency of posting these videos down to once a week. Because right now, it's all I have time for. For the last week, a very busy week. In fact, today, I spent the whole day planning on doing a video update, and all of a sudden I looked outside, and the sun was going down, and it was starting to get dark outside, and before I knew it, I decided I had to get out here before there's no light at all. And so the light is pretty low, but, this is just a podcast with a face on this channel, so it doesn't really matter. But I just want to get a video update posted to the channel before tomorrow starts and I'm busy for the next 6 days. Very busy week. Aside from the time I've spent preparing, recording, and uploading this video update, I've already logged about 65 hours so far this week doing productive things. Today being the last day of the week because I count Monday through Sunday on my time tracking system. Most days this week were spent waking up at 5:30 in the morning, getting dressed, having some coffee, and spending about half an hour chilling out before strapping on a helmet and a backpack to ride a bicycle to work at the bakery, which is only about 5 minutes away. It's long enough to get the blood flowing, but too short to really burn off the giant cookies that I get to bring home from the job. It's not enough biking to counteract the cookies that I'm getting as a benefit of working at a bakery. I've been getting back to my friend's place in the middle of the afternoon, where I spend some time into the evenings working on various freelance projects and other things I have going on. And then at some point every night, I've got to pack my clothing, prepare my bicycle for the next day's commute. And there are things that I have to attach and detach from the bicycle. Since I have it locked up outside the bakery and I can't have thieves pilfering certain things like the trip computer or Bluetooth speakers or detachable lights. The ride home has some different things to pull out and attach and detach. And then there's the daily clothing involved, a couple of jerseys, shorts, and, that kind of stuff. And each day I get home, I have to empty the bag, repack for the next day, and all of that kind of stuff. And it takes up time. In fact, the time it takes me to prepare to ride my bike to and from work is more time than it takes to actually ride. But being almost 5 miles away, the last time I walked to the place, it took over an hour and a half to walk there, but the bike ride is about 10 to 15 minutes each way. So, that's the difference between being able to walk at 3 miles an hour as an average speed or cycle at 20 miles an hour to and back. The bicycle ride is almost the same amount of time it takes to drive there because of traffic and everything else and the speed limits on the roads at which I'm riding. But anyway, there's a daily checklist I have to go through just to be able to go to and from this job. And I'll take you on a tour of the bicycle and how I make commuting by bicycling easy and efficient. Possibly for the next video. Maybe I'll just spend some time throughout the week filming different things about riding a bike to work and back and put it together in a video update for you guys. I'm going to jump to another subject because last week I said that I would be giving you another video update on Tuesday, which was an interview done at a place called the Robert H. Jackson Center in Jamestown, New York, with one of my clients who, aside from owning a restaurant, he is into podcasting, and he's trying to build up, he's trying to build that into something. And so he did an interview with me, a formal interview, sit down in front of the lights and cameras at this really nice place in Jamestown. And I have the video in my possession now. It was an hour and a half. I watched it, but I'm going to hold back on publishing it for one reason alone, and that is because I want to use the video to help promote his content as well. And he doesn't have a website right now, and I'm in the process of building him a website. So we decided today, we had a meeting today about his website, and we went through all the different things, the to-do lists, the things that he has to do, the things that I have to do, and we came up with what would constitute the bare minimum website that we can launch so that he has a website at that domain name instead of a placeholder page after purchasing a domain name. And so we're going to do a bare minimum landing page type of a website with just a biography, some photographs, and just something to be a little bit more involved than a placeholder page for a domain name. And once we get to that point and I make it go live, we're still going to be updating that website and putting a lot into it. But after it goes live, I will upload that video interview with him. And that way, when people are watching the interview, I have some place to redirect you, and a watermark in the bottom corner of the video, and links that you can click on to go learn more about this guy, and links to his YouTube channel and other things like that that I can put in the description and all that kind of stuff. And so I'm going to hold back on... It's a timeless. There's nothing time sensitive about the topics we discussed. It can wait a few weeks while we're getting that website put together. And so that is why you didn't see a video go up on Tuesday, even though I could have just hit the upload button and pushed it up without any problems. But I'm going to wait on that just until, because if I push it up right now and you all come watch it, then when his website launches, it's not going to make any sense for me to republish the video just so that I can get a few people to click on it and go to his website. And so I'm just going to hold back on that. No big deal. We're just going to take it one day at a time. So back to the cycling to work and the daily routine that I'm into right now. For the upcoming video, I think what I'll do is review some of the things that I use on the bicycle, how it all works together. What are the things that I'm doing to make riding my bike fun? Because if you don't make it fun to ride your bike to and from work, then you're not going to want to do it. And, you know, right now I really don't have a choice because I don't have a vehicle. So, but I still want it to be fun. I want it to be fun enough that when I do get myself a vehicle, that I want to ride my bike to work instead of driving. And right now, the weather here in Texas, here in Houston, Texas, it's 93 degrees every day right now. And at night, it gets into the 70s. I'm thinking around 5:30 in the morning, it's been like maybe 50, 55. That seems to be the coldest that it's been getting in the middle of the night because it has been a little bit brisk when I wake up in the morning and start riding, but it's warm enough that I'm in shorts and a t-shirt, and as soon as I've gone to the end of the block here, I'm warmed up enough. I'm not wearing long sleeves. I know the Texas people think it's cold right now, but back in Jamestown, New York right now, the daily temperature is about 45 to 50 degrees with lows that are freezing. You know, they've already hit the frost point at night, and it's already freezing cold at night in Jamestown. I looked today, and Jamestown was about 55 degrees with an expected low of like 45 tonight. And Pittsburgh, just a few hours away, was 75 degrees today with an expected low of 65. And here in Texas, the temperature is 93 degrees with a low expected of 77 tonight. So I'm loving it. I am so happy to be able to just wear shorts and a t-shirt every day. We've had almost no rain since I've been here. And so that's one thing on the bicycle I'm not prepared for right now is rain. And I do have to throw something together because the backpack I'm using, I'm pretty sure, does not have a rain cover built in. So I'm going to have to figure something out for that, just in case I have to deal with rain one of these mornings when I ride into work or at the end of the day when I come home. So that's something I just thought of as I was putting this video together that I hadn't accounted for yet. But anyway, you know, since the commute takes 10 to 15 minutes each way, I'm not really in that much of a hurry for things like bicycle shorts and gloves, which are pretty much the only thing I'm missing in terms of being a bicycle commuter. I've had to replace everything that I need to ride a bicycle on a regular basis because everything was lost when the FBI ransacked my house. And so I'm starting over from scratch. But over the last couple of weeks, I've replaced a fair amount of what was lost, just as I need it. But shorts and gloves are about the only thing I can really think of right now, aside from a rain cover for the backpack, that would allow me to, if I start getting into having to ride 20 to 30 miles a day to commute to a job, then I'm definitely going to want good bike shorts and gloves. Otherwise, this 5 to 10 mile commute, there's really no reason for it, and I don't need to spend the money right now. But each night I spend about an hour or more packing and unpacking. If you look at it on a daily basis, I'm spending an hour packing and unpacking and getting everything ready for each day's bike ride so that when I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, I don't have to think about it. Because right now it would be too much hassle to get up at 5:30 in the morning and try to prepare everything and get it all packed and ready. So I'm trying to be systematic about putting things together so that my backpack and my helmet, everything I need is folded, ready to go right in front of me. All I got to do is wake up, put on shorts, underwear, some socks, and a shirt, put on my helmet, buckle it, and hop on the bike and roll. Get that playlist going, get the speakers cranking, all that stuff. Tonight, I still have to charge all of my lights. I got to finish the laundry and do some other things. So I'm pretty much spoken for in terms of time right now. I have a couple of really extremely bright lights. I have an OLIGHT compact tactical flashlight and another super bright headlamp. I can't remember the company name right off the top of my head, but it's almost 3,000 lumens, the headlamp that I'm using, and the OLIGHT flashlight is over 2,000 lumens. They're both bright enough to have cars flashing their high beams at me when I'm riding down the road on my way to work in the morning when it's still dark because they think that I'm flashing my high beams at them. And then on the rear of the bicycle, I have 3 flashing lights that face the rear on strobe mode, 2 red ones and 1 really bright white one. So there's really no excuse if someone says they can't see me, because my goal is to piss people off, especially when it's dark outside and I'm riding down the road. One of these roads has no shoulders and people are pretty aggressive and nasty on this road. So I have to make myself visible and be out in that lane so that they are forced to drive around me and not run me off the side of the road. So my goal is to piss them off, because if they're pissed off at you, then that means they can see you. And it's much better to be seen and have angry people behind you blocking up the road than to not be seen and get hit and killed. So that's the theory about that. In terms of the job front, I have made some progress on a user experience design job with a major company here in Houston. I would need to go into the office once a week for that job, and otherwise I'd be able to work from home. And that would be a great accomplishment if I can get that in my hands somehow. But for now, I have the probation officer satisfied that I'm working, and I also have some extra money from this bakery job for groceries and various expenses that I've had since being here. And really, I've been so busy with the day-to-day stuff that I haven't had any time to think about any useful content for the channel yet. I may even pull out some GoPro cameras and clean them up, charge them, and do a quick, this is what cycling to work looks like here where I am right now. The roads here are really dangerous that I take to and from this job, and it's really the only way you can go, whether you're walking, driving, or riding a bike. But it's nothing I haven't dealt with before. My longest single-day bicycle ride was 174 miles in a single day. My longest extended bike ride over multiple days is about 1,000 miles. And I've been cycling a lot since I was around 14 years old. And before I was 14 and got a real road racing bike, before that, riding our bikes everywhere, whether it was our BMX bikes or whatever we had, our Huffies. That's how me and my friends got all over the place when we were Generation X kids whose parents sent us outside on the last day of school when summer vacation started and told us not to come back into the house until school's about to start again. That's how Generation X kids were raised. So I've got a lot of comfort and experience cycling on all kinds of crazy things you would never take a kid. Crazy things and situations you would never expect someone who's just a casual bike rider to not be scared out of their mind with. But for me, it's just another day. So that covers what I've been up to for the last couple of weeks. Like I said, I'm working on 3 different websites, another freelance project on top of that. I'm working in a bakery. I'm doing this YouTube channel. I've got a photography store. I'm trying to build a photography business. And there's probably 6 other things on this list that I can't remember right now. But that's what I've been up to. It's been a lot. So I'm going to jump into a couple of things that I read this week, and then I'm going to let you all go. There was a social media post. It was probably Facebook. It was a photo of a dirt-covered car in a barn, or what a car enthusiast would call a barn find. And the description underneath it goes something like this. Father said to his daughter, "You have graduated with honors. Here is a car I bought many years ago. It's a bit older now, but before I give it to you, take it to the used car lot downtown and tell them you want to sell it and see how much they offer you for it." So the daughter went down to the used car lot. She came back to her father and said, "They offered me $1,000 because they said it looks pretty worn out." And the father said, "All right, now take it down to the pawn shop." The daughter went to the pawn shop and returned to her father and said, "The pawn shop only offered me $100 because it's an old car." And then the father asked his daughter to go to a car club now and show them the car. The daughter then took the car to the club and returned and told her father, "Some people in the club offered me $100,000 for it because it's a Holden Torana, and it's an iconic car and it's sought after by many collectors." And now the father said this to his daughter: "The right place values you the right way, and if you're not valued, don't be angry. It means you're in the wrong place. Those who know your value are those who appreciate you. Never stay in a place where no one sees your value. Never." And I thought that post kind of spoke to me in so many different ways, not just being at a job where you're undervalued, but being in a situation or being with people that don't value you. You just need to get away from it. And in a lot of cases, it has nothing to do with you. You're just in the wrong place. And that's kind of how I feel about Jamestown and everything that happened up there. I wasn't doing anything wrong when I was up there. I didn't do anything to deserve to be homeless. I was in the wrong place. Unfortunately, I wish I would have known that before taking the time to move to Jamestown after prison. But you live and you learn. And then on October 11th this week, today is the 13th, so it was a few days ago, I read the Jesus Calling posts still, not every single day. It's never going to be every single day. But on the days that I remember to do it, I pick it up and I read today's entry. I've been doing this for this is my second year reading this book, so if you give it 3 or 4 years, I will have read every entry at least once in this book. But on October 11th, Jesus calling said, "I am the culmination of all your hopes and desires. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, who is and was and is to come. Before you knew me, you expressed your longing for me in hurtful ways. You were ever so vulnerable to the evil around you in the world. But now my presence safely shields you, enfolding you in my loving arms. I have lifted you out of darkness into my marvelous light. Though I have brought many pleasures into your life, not one of them is essential. Receive my blessings with open hands. Enjoy my good gifts, but do not cling to them. Turn your attention to the giver of all good things, and rest in the knowledge that you are complete in me. The one thing you absolutely need is the one things that you can never lose, my presence with you." And so I'm a little bit distracted, as you can hear in the background. I've got a little kid spying on me through the window right here while I'm shooting the video. Now I got dogs barking in the background, and so I don't even know what made me think about I don't know what made me think about that post and what about it spoke to me that day, and my mind is pretty much shot out now. So I'm gonna take a break from the video here. We are at 21 minutes, and I just wanted to give you all an update and let you know I'm still here. I'm still doing my thing. I'm planning on doing something better with this video channel after I get settled in and get some more time that I can dedicate to it. But right now, it is what it is. It's going to be about once a week, if I'm lucky, and I'm just going to go from there. It's not like I'm homeless and have nothing to do all day. And I was in a very rigid routine when I was in that shelter. I was up and out the door. I was out the door no later than 8 a.m. The very first thing I did every day was record the video, update, and then I went to the library or the coffee shop or wherever I could go to post the video, followed a checklist every day, and just stuck to the routine. Well, now I'm going to a bakery to work half of, 6 to 7 hours a day. I'm coming home from that. I'm getting on a computer. I'm doing work for other people for about 4 or 5 hours. Sometimes more, sometimes less, and there's just other things going on. As you can hear, it's still hard to find a quiet place to do a video. It's just different than Jamestown. It's much more peaceful here and laid back here, but it's still not ideal. The ideal situation would be a dedicated space indoors that's just set up for doing that, and it's just quiet. So for now, I'm just gonna, you're just gonna use what you got, and you just got to work with what you got to work with and go from there. So I hope you're all having a good time. It was really good to hear back from all of you when you in the comments, the emails, the messages, all the different ways you guys get in touch. It was a lot of fun talking back and forth. And like I said, within the next few weeks, there's going to be an 1.5 hour long interview that's like a more formal interview. You'll get to learn a few things that I haven't really talked about on this channel yet. And along with that, there will be, like I said, I think talking about the bicycle and the bicycle commute, which has consumed me quite a bit over the last week or two, just tweaking the setup day after day, realizing, I should have this, I should get rid of that, I should use this bag instead of that bag, and all the different things that go into it are very, very interesting. Anyway, I'm going to let you all go, and hope you all have a good one. Peace out.